Hello everybody, I'm Sylvia from NonnieNoo Creations, and today I'm going to show you how to do my little ladybug or ladybird little purse. I've printed out the pattern and I've got all my bits and pieces ready. This is for the 4x4 hoop, and I've got my stabilizer. You use medium weight tearaway stabilizer. I've got my water soluble, my zipper, and my lining and my fabric that I'm going to use, and a little bit of fabric for the tag I'm going to put on. This design is done in 2 hoopings, and the first one we're going to do is the one with the zipper. So we are going to stitch out the outline for the zipper. Now that's the first color. So the machine has done the outline for the zipper, and we're going to place the zipper inside this area. You've got to make sure that it doesn't touch any metal bits or, you know, this little thing here. And once you've positioned it, you're going to tape it so it hopefully stays put. As you can see, the zipper fits right inside the stitch line. So now we're going to take this back to the machine. So I've replaced the hoop in the machine, and it's now going to stitch out it's going to secure the zipper to the stabilizer. The machine has done both lines on either side of the zipper, and now we're going to turn the hoop over, and we're going to place the lining like so and tape it on either side, and that's going to flip over after. And then we're going to turn the hoop again, and we're going to get a bit of the fabric, and we're going to tape that like that. And then we're going to take it to the machine and stitch it. Make sure underneath isn't puckered up or anything, because that's very easy to do. And now we're going to stitch the top of the fabric to the top of the zipper. Alright, we've taken the hoop out of the machine again, and we're going to undo this. And just finger press and tape to the top so it doesn't get in the way. And turn the hoop over and do the same with the back. Finger press it. And now we're going to do the same with the bottom, and we're going to line it to the bottom of the zip. And turn the hoop over. Oops. And again line it up to the bottom. So you're just going to tape this. Make sure it doesn't move. And we're going to take this back to the machine and stitch this line. So I've stitched out the bottom bit, attach the fabric to the bottom bit of the zipper, take all your bits off, finger press and tape it. And do the same at the back. Don't forget to do that, otherwise you're in trouble. So I've pulled both of these things back, and later on we're going to cut this stabilizer away. And you turn and make sure you tape it securely. And the same at the front, and I've undone the zipper halfway. And now what we're going to do is we are going to place a little tab there. I got a bit of ribbon for the little tag, and what I usually do so it stays neatly together, I tie it like that, and then I get another bit. And we're first going to do the placement line at the machine, and then we're going to put that on there. The machine is now going to do the placement line for the little tab. Make sure it's nice and snug where the zipper is. And I've got my tab all ready to stick down. Nicely in the center, hopefully, and tape it down, and then we're going to do the next stitch. Okay, now it's secured it. So the machine now is going to go around with big stitches, and so it'll be easier to place it on top of the other one in a minute. Taken the design out of the hoop, and now what you have to do is remove all the stabilizer, remove the stabilizer between the zipper, and just cut around, not too close, about, I would say, at least ½ inch around the ladybug. Alright, I've cut all around it, and I've taken the stabilizer out between the zip. And we're just going to put this aside now and start the ladybug. I've hooped the stabilizer again and put the hoop in the machine, and now we're going to start with the top of the little purse. And the first thing that it's going to do, it's going to do the outline so we know where to place the fabric. So the machine has done the outline, and now we're going to place the fabric on top of that, making sure it covers it completely, and this definitely does. I got way too much. Tape it down so it's secure, otherwise you get bulges in it. This is going to secure the fabric to the stabilizer. It's going to do the outline again. It's done the outline and secured the fabric to the stabilizer. Now we're going to put the red fabric on top. Make sure it covers the outlines, and it does. And again, tape it down. And then we take the hoop back to the machine. The next color, and we're on color 3 now, is going to do the outline of the wings, and we're going to trim that when it's done. We've done the outline of the wings, and we're going to trim right along the edge here and in between there. Right, I've trimmed neatly as close to the stitching edge as I could, and now we're going to return the hook to the machine, and we're going to put some water-soluble stabilizer on top of that, and it's going to do the satin line in the middle of the wings there, and on top of the head. Okay, it's done all the satin stitch now around the wings, and the next thing it's going to do is the mouth. The machine is finished embroidering the white of the eyes, and now it's going to do the pupils. It's finished doing the eye area, and now it's going to do the highlight, little white bit in the eye. Next, it's going to do the black dots on its wings. Finished doing all the little black dots, and we're going to now remove the water soluble. And here comes the tricky part. We're going to put the top on. So we're going to do it facing down. Make sure the zipper is halfway open, otherwise you're not going to be able to open it. And we're going to have to try to line the stitch line up with the stitch line at the bottom. I've lined it up as well as I could. One of the things you can look at to line it up is, here's my little center thing on my hoop, and you can see the center line there, and the same at the front. And then I try to make sure the first stitch goes in there. So let's say our little prayers and see if it's all right. I'm quite pleased with that. Okay, I think looking at the stitching, I've nearly done that perfect, so I'm quite proud of myself. Doesn't always happen, I'll tell you that for sure now. Now we're going to put the lining on top. I should really take that out of the hoop. But okay, and now it's going to stitch and leave an opening. So it's done the final outline here, and as you can see, here's a little opening. So what I want you to do now is trim right along the edges here, but leave that bit a little bit bigger so we can tuck it in. I'll show you in a minute how that works. Right, I've taken the thing out of the hoop and I've removed most of the stabilizer. You know, get as much of it out as possible because it's all bulk and we don't want that. And I've trimmed right around the stitch line, and I've cut a little bit in the corners here. And as you can see, I left a little bit of material there. And what we're going to do now is turn this inside out. I've done the first turning around, and you've got this opening here now. So we've got to fold it on the line there. Turn this a little bit in, like so. If you want to be real lazy, you can glue it, but I never ever do that. Not because I'm not real lazy, but I just don't think it looks good. And now you're going to slip stitch this closed. Right, I've slip stitched this closed. And now we're going to turn it inside out. And pretty soon you'll see a ladybug. And here we are. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope it has been of some help to you. You can visit my website or my Etsy shop, and you'll be able to see all the other patterns I do. Thanks very much. Bye.